TCM.com/festival.
I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for watching TCM, where we've lined up a double feature of Jon Voight movies. Ahead tonight, we have Voight in two defining performances in films that sparked controversy when they hit theaters. We begin with one of the top-grossing films of 1972. It's from Warner Brothers, directed by John Boorman. Voight stars with Burt Reynolds, Ned Beatty, and Ronnie Cox in Deliverance. They play four Atlanta businessmen, friends, who embark on a treacherous canoe trip down the Coolawasi River in the Appalachian Mountains. The river is fictional. Boorman shot the canoe scenes on location on the Chattooga River in Rabun County, Georgia. For the characters, the challenges of the river pale in comparison to the terrifying and traumatizing experience they face when they encounter a group of hostile locals living above the river in the mountains. Of the four actors playing the businessmen, Voight, Reynolds, Beatty, and Cox, only Voight had genuine movie star status, a product of his breakout performance a few years earlier in Midnight Cowboy, which we'll have here on TCM after Deliverance. Despite his newfound fame, Jon Voight was apprehensive about taking the role in Deliverance. Production began in the spring of 1971. The previous year, Voight completed work on a boxing picture called The All-American Boy. The experience was so unpleasant for Voight that he considered giving up acting altogether. The All-American Boy wasn't anybody's best work. It was not released until 1973, released with the hope it could reap some of the rewards of Voight's increasing star power after this film, Deliverance, became a big hit. At the 2013 TCM Classic Film Festival in Hollywood, Voight admitted some of his reluctance to forge ahead with Deliverance was also because of the controversial screenplay. John Boorman, the director, forced the actor to make a decision, yes or no, by the time he counted to 10, or to 3, or to 20. Both men admitted the amount of time given changed on who was telling the story. James Dickey wrote the screenplay for Deliverance based on his best-selling novel, but Dickey clashed with Boorman, who rewrote parts of the script. A confrontation between the two resulted in a broken nose and missing teeth for Boorman. A much better friendship developed between Jon Voight and Burt Reynolds, who became a huge movie star after audiences saw his work here. Voight describes Reynolds as a joy to be around and a true artist. From 1972, nominated for Best Picture and Best Director for Boorman, this is Deliverance.
You want to talk about the vanishing wilderness?
Louis, listen, what are you so anxious about this?
Deliverance would likely have been a much different movie if the original casting hadn't shifted. At different points, some of the biggest names from Hollywood's golden age were considered for the leading roles, including Marlon Brando, Jimmy Stewart, Steve McQueen, and Henry Fonda. That's just four of the names that were discussed. Screenwriter and novelist James Dickey wanted Gene Hackman for Ed, Jon Voight's part. Director John Boorman wanted Lee Marvin. Other possibilities for the cast included George C. Scott and Warren Beatty. You know what? I have four more. The Los Angeles Times actually reported that Jack Nicholson would play Ed. Turned out Jack was too expensive. Robert Redford was considered as well. Both Donald Sutherland and Charlton Heston reportedly turned down Lewis. That was Burt Reynolds' part. That's 12 names. Any combination of those actors would have made Deliverance a really good film. But there's no doubt the combination we got, Jon Voight, Burt Reynolds, Ned Beatty, and Ronnie Cox, was the right one. Coming up, we've got Jon Voight's breakout role in the only X-rated film to win an Academy Award. John Schlesinger's Midnight Cowboy, co-starring Dustin Hoffman, is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Midnight Cowboy, then Talk About a Stranger, and later, The Nanny. Don't talk back to TCM tonight.
Here's to the beginning.